Hi, Dr. Games. It's officially one day post DAT weekend, and I am tired, but I made it through, and I'm really, really happy about it. I looked back at my original Journey to Oz video, and it's so weird to see myself 8 weeks ago and feel like I'm a whole new person after going through the summer. And I think that's maybe just because of like all the classes and the stress of being a DAT student. I didn't really know what to expect, and now I'm through it, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, in that aspect, evidence-based medicine still to me is around the same idea, only because I'm fresh out of undergrad. So, my original concept of it still remains. I mean, it's the use of the best practice that, or the best evidence you can in your practice, and going from there, like taking into consideration clinical values or, patient values and clinical expertise as well as evidence to make a difference in your clinic. However, I think that when I was looking back at my old video, and I remember, I saw myself saying that like I wasn't prepared to utilize it in my practice. And after 8 weeks, I am surprised to say that I feel like I could utilize it in my practice, which is really cool. Now I don't know if I'd be any good at it, but I feel like I have a better understanding of how things are done and a better concept of what I need to do to really impact my clinic. So it's really kind of exciting. I have a huge list here of all the things I've learned. I learned how to write a Pico question better. I learned how to write an abstract, which is actually really difficult because I talk a lot and 300 words is not a lot. I learned about taking a JAT article and putting it into a one-page handout, and that was extremely difficult for me. And if anything, I've learned that I talk a lot, like I just said, and I'm apparently redundant. I've learned how to break down an article and analyze it. So using that 5-step method really, really helped me. I learned how to read an article on a computer because I used to print everything out, but I was like, if I start this DAT, I'm going to need to not waste 600 trees. So I've learned how to do that and using specific apps to highlight and underline. So it's been really cool. I've learned because of that, I finally understand the process. So like using that JAT article and making it into one page, I've learned about a clinical bottom line. What is the most important thing? And obviously that goes very hand in hand with my Ignite speech, which I also learned how to do, and that was really, really difficult. I tend to get lost and fumbled in my words, so 15 seconds is nothing for me. So it was a little intimidating. I think it went okay though. Let's see. I think, again, the little things, grammar. I learned I'm not very good at the English, so I need to get better at it. I think that one of the main things I was lacking in is how to do research. I didn't really understand reliability, likelihood ratios, that kind of stuff, but the infographic's awesome, which is something else that I've learned, is how to make an infographic, because now I feel really fancy being able to show this one-page thing. I feel like now all this information that I've learned I can incorporate into my practice, like I said at the beginning. I think being able to research and synthesize and look up in all the databases, being able to look for the best evidence is going to be something that I can use in my daily practice. I've utilized UCF's resources as well as now I've learned all about Indiana State's. So I have this plethora of knowledge that I know that I can look up information. So determining the best patient care I can give to my athletes, as well as looking at the best evidence, how to really get myself to be a better clinician for my patients, is how I'm going to incorporate all of these things. So coming down with the clinical bottom line, making research questions, figuring out what I need to improve, finding a problem and solving it, all things that I can incorporate into my practice daily. And I'm really excited for that, actually. As I look down at my notes, because I have a lot of thoughts, my biggest challenge was probably the open book policy. I like having set directions. I like being told what to do. And that's not that I'm not a leader. it's really weird. I'm such an out-of-the-box person, but when it comes to my studies, I feel like it's the one thing that has structure. And so throughout my 20 whatever years of studying, I figured out that I like that structure, and so when I didn't have it for the first time, it took a lot in me not to panic, which I did panic a lot, but I got through it, so that's good. So I guess that was my biggest challenge. Oddly enough, the preparation for DAT was much more difficult than the actual DAT weekend. So even though I was nervous about presenting, once I got up there and I learned about people and I saw other people, present, and I was like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. So it's like building confidence is something else that I've learned. And the thing I'm most proud of is probably just doing it. I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what it was going to be like post-grad. And so coming into this DAT program, I think I had, I'd come from where I was like the top of my class, and then I realized I was with a bunch of other people that were the top of their class. So I think that is what I'm most proud of, is that I didn't quit. I mean, there were moments that I did want to, and I think I think everybody around me would have supported me, because I was working all day, every day, and like it's not that I wasn't enjoying it, but I was just stressed. And so I think that I'm proud of myself for just getting through it and learning something from it. And I love that I got to do that just in one summer. Like 8 weeks of craziness turned out to be awesome. I also am really excited about this video because I've learned how to not freak out on camera, and I've messed up and I fumbled a little bit, but I have no set script. And here's me doing an assignment out of the box. I'm pretty excited that that is being implemented into my life. So, yay. But I really appreciate everything you did to help me get ready for my manuscript. I felt that this whole semester went really well, and I'm hoping that the next semesters I will do nothing but excel, hopefully, and, be able to grow in my research. On that note, the questions that I still have are, one of the biggest questions I think that everything stems from is, how on earth do I do research? I'm excited about the things we've talked about in our focus groups, as well as me talking with Zach about his lower extremity projects that's going on, trying to get that grant. Like, I'm very excited about that. And I'm very excited about the opportunities, hopefully, that I can work with, like, athletic trainers with disabilities. I think that's really, really cool to me. So I just don't know how to start, and I don't know how to do it, and I know that I have to trust the process, another thing I've learned. And so I'm sure I will learn about that in no time flat when it comes down to it. Next semester, I think, is when I have it. Anyway, but that's basically the main question I have. But it's been a great semester, and I'm looking forward to learning more, and I hope that it will continue to be positive, and I will be a leader in this community and be a leader in athletic training, and hopefully everything will work out the way it's supposed to. But who knows? Anyway, awesome. That's my cue. Thanks for everything, Dr. Games. Hopefully this assignment is what you were hoping to see, because I did grow from it, so I'm excited. Anyway, I will see you in the fall.